Alright guys, we are back with a different game. Kerr had to go on another break, perhaps another cat lingering around the cables that surround his PC, but other than that we have a Zerg versus Terran, and on the right top corner we have on the same map as the last time Daybreak spawns Funkay as the blue Terran.
The red Zerg's going to be Tefel.
Red?
In this, yeah, the red Zerg. I actually have him as red.
Yeah,
so...
I have it as red now. I was just having the team colors off. Sorry.
Radio. They don't even walk half the time. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's exactly right.
That's a great feature that doesn't work. But anyway,
sorry, I broke you the introduction. My deepest apologies. You can go
that's all right.
over again.
Tefel at the bottom left location. We are again on Daybreak, so I guess everyone knows this map inside out.
And some people ask, why is it called Daybreak? Because this, guys, there's a freaking huge planet in the background, and there's a day breaking over it, and no one knows, is it a daybreak because it's going to be dark on the planet, or will that day rise? But it's still a daybreak, isn't it?
So basically what we are seeing right now is Tefel doing his standard thing, which is the 14 spawning pool against every single thing.
Yeah.
Really, he does it every single time, and every single time I see him play, he does the extractor trick at 10. So Tefel is kind of a predictable player in some at some portions of the game, I'd say, but at the same time he has some interesting original kind of aggressions and kind of you know, tactics.
Yeah, and people say, oh, why are you going, you know, spawning pool on 14? It's suboptimal. You should be doing something else. Go hatchery first. They won't hurt you. But Tefel just wants to have this comfort inside his head that he will be able to defend against everything with the same thing over and over again. So even though it is less effective for his overall play, it's much more effective because at all times he knows what are the tools that he'll be working with against everything that opponent throws at him at the early stage of the game, and that's just awesome. That's the way some people may want to think about Starcraft. Now the downside of that is that opponents, knowing Tefel, will probably know what he goes for and may want to exploit that, don't you think?
Yeah, it's really important, in my opinion, to be unpredictable to some degree in StarCraft 2, and actually not even in StarCraft 2, but in every competitive game that is out there. But at the same time, I'm kind of wondering if Funkay is gonna go for the third command center, because it looks like it. He already has 350 minerals, so I'm wondering if he's gonna throw it down in just a matter of seconds, and it kind of looks like he will. Tefel, on the other hand, already with an expansion, building an extractor. I wouldn't say that Tefel is... Oh, and he goes for the factory. Oh. So no command center over here.
So that's a different build from Funkay, from what we saw before. He will be going for, of course, factory with the reactor. We see now barracks building the reactor next to them. The question is, no, he goes for additional barracks. I was just wondering, will he go double factory and perhaps Blue Flame Helion? Or just build a third command center right away? But no, he goes barracks, so it will be a two-base play, something that's not seen very often from Funkay.
Well, the way I see it is that Funkay is going to go to choose the reactor Hellions, and this is a really classic opening from Terran in a TVZ. But the way I see it, the way I think Funkay sees it, is that the factory opening is the standard right now. It's like one racks expand. You know, you go one racks expand. It's really classic in the TVP. But right now, the factory opening in the TVZ is the standard, in my opinion. But then you don't really have to go for the Banshee. You don't really have to go for the Cloak Banshee. You can kind of mix and match. You know, go for the Blue Flame Hellions, switch to mech, go for some additional barracks, and this is what Funkay is doing. And actually, he's building a lot of Marauders, so this is going to be some Hellion Marauder aggression.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's going to be. Now, I need to mention one of the things that was said on the chat. I think it's one of the most hilarious things I've ever heard. Someone said, I just joined your stream and all my files got deleted. Now,
no.
that's one of the biggest conspiracy theories I have ever heard. We are especially streaming for you guys because we stream a lot of viruses. This is why we have $100 prize pool, because we are building a botnet using your computers and we are gaining access to your bank accounts. Of course, all of that is rubbish. I don't know how it's even possible that someone's files would be deleted because he joins a stream.
Actually, I don't know if it's even possible to stream. Well, actually, never mind.
Yeah, we don't know. We are lame.
Funkay's moving out with a few SCVs. Yeah. It doesn't really look. Oh, actually, he's getting a lot more SCVs. So 11 SCVs out of 35 he has. So this really looks all-inish right now. Yeah, the Stimpack upgrade is not yet finished. There's the concussive shell.
Please do notice what a great timing this is. He will attack exactly at the time where Stimpack and concussive shells both finish. And also there will be a couple of more Marauders joining the force around the map. So I think it's going to be a great push.
Yeah, it really looks dangerous from Funkay over here, especially that he has a lot of Marauders, so that the Roaches are not going to be as effective. But he gets pushed back out of the natural, and this is not really looking that good. I think he's just pulling
the forces of the Zerg out of the base so they don't get so easy reinforcements, and he also waits for his. So you know, the further away he chooses the battlefield from the Zerg's army, the better for him. And of course, he wants to clear these destructible rocks. He doesn't want to be caught somewhere in this short tunnel between the bases. But Tefel already has a lot of roaches. I'm not sure that these Marauders will be enough for the attack.
Yeah, especially that there's no medivacs, so they can get healed. Every Stimpack is going to hurt your half of your army, so this is not really that great. The better thing still is that Tefel is only building roaches, so Hellions are basically obsolete right now, and they don't really mean anything in this matchup, in this battle. Well, except for tanking some damage, which is not going to be enough.
But anyway, there's a huge engagement coming right up, and the Marauders team. We'll see, will there be enough? They are fighting an uphill battle, and it seems there are enough roaches. A very nice focus from Tefel, and Funkay's forces are shortly but surely losing their health, and they need to retreat far away, and a small force of roaches will just try to run them off and try to snipe a couple of more units.
Yeah, that's a great position for Tefel to be in. 140 supply against 65, 3 bases.
He has the third base.
Yeah, he has the third base. The Hellions are basically not mattering anymore, so this is actually really great. He can lose these roaches because he's bordering for the Hellions, he's bordering for the Marauders, so yeah.
I think he went just too overzealous with this attack, and it may just so happen. But anyway, we have a GG from Funkay, so no matter the attack, the enemy was still destroyed. So Funkay behind 1 point and Tefel winning 1 for the team. So we will see how it goes in the next game. Both of these guys look pretty much equal, if you ask me.
Well, I would say so, but at the same time, Funkay says that he's not really feeling the need to play because he's feeling sick. So I'm really wondering if he wants to play, you know, because maybe he's feeling so sick that he just wants to, you know, lie down or something like that. There's the lobby up, so we can join.
Okay.
But then, you know, Funkay decided to do an all-in. It didn't work. There's not much to it. That's how it works in Starcraft 2.
That's exactly an all-in, because recently I think that there has been a trend of calling different strategies all-ins, while there in fact have some form of a follow-up. So you can do a Sentry Immortal all-in and then retreat and still be able to defend your second base and perhaps the third. You know, despite how it goes, it depends on how it goes, but still, many people are calling legitimate strategies all-ins because they are in fact timing pushes. And I think we just need to distinguish between these two. A timing push is a very strong attack but has a follow-up. An all-in is what you guys just saw. An all-in makes you defeated if you don't manage to pull it off, and that's it.
The second game is gonna start, and it's going to be on Cloud Kingdom. Really, monotonous choice of maps today. You know, Cloud Kingdom, Daybreak all the time. But I say these are the maps that players want to play on because they are well established.
Exactly. I think what we'll do for the next tournament is mix the maps a little bit, because what we did is we have chosen the GSL, the current GSL map pool, and we thought, okay, that should give some nice games. But eventually the players still keep choosing the maps they know. So for the next tournament, I think we will go with the less known maps, and we'll see what happens. There are a couple of very cool Kespa maps out there. Did you see them?
Yeah, I've watched GSL, so there's quite a few maps over there that aren't really used in Europe. So
yeah,
I'm wondering
most
if
of
they
them
are going to
don't
be.
even have a Zelnaga tower at the middle.
Yeah. Just a second, please.
Okay.
I really had to have a drink. And
friend.
the one funny thing I saw, it was there was one map with a hidden natural or something like that, and there were 6 blue mineral patches and 2 gold ones.
Yeah.
It's like,
But,
candy with like a cake with cherry on top or something.
But it also makes the natural expansion so much stronger, and it actually, well, maybe not forces, but encourages the 2 base play so much that you would be a fool not to take that expansion. What I'm wondering about is, will there be players who, calculate that that statistically, if you transfer your command center workers at the start of the game there, you will have an advantage later on? I don't know. People sometimes come up with crazy strategies like that. And I'm not saying it's true, but sometimes, sometimes someone just comes up and says, "Oh, this is very counterintuitive," but it's in fact what you should be doing in a Starcraft 2 game.
Yeah, and then someone comes and just all-ins you all the time, and all the metagame gets thrown out of the window. It's like, you know what? Whenever we talk about metagaming and what you should be doing, I always remember Fuser.
Yeah.
Who plays tournaments and then 2-racks everyone all the time, and gets into quarterfinals. Everyone knows Fuser's 2-racksing, and everyone loses to Fuser 2-racksing. What's up with that? He's like, well, he has Super Marines or something. What's up with that? I've no idea.
Yeah, he bought a collectioner's edition of Starcraft 1 and Starcraft 2, and that gives you an instant Steam pack research right away.
Yeah, probably. So Tefel going with the 14 pool, only now he's building a hatchery. And actually why I mentioned that is because in a TVZ as a Zerg you want to open up with a 15 hatch.
Yeah.
And right now Tefel is doing exactly the opposite. And he's doing that in every matchup ever. Even in a ZVZ, he never opens up with a 15 hatch. And it's kind of like his signature. He's as far as I remember, he's the only player doing that. And Funkay is going for the third command center.
You shouldn't get to a point where you are known that you are the guy that always does something. It may be your signature move that you do 70% of the games, but people still won't have a clue. Okay, is this the game that he will go exactly as always, or is this the game that he will play completely different thing and I will be surprised? And they still need to scout. If you are known to play the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, then eventually what happens is people don't scout you because they know what you're doing.
So right now, well, I'm kind of wondering how is Tefel going to react, because in previous Funkay's games, we've seen that his Zerg opponent has scouted the third command center, so he actually knew what he was up against. And right now, Tefel is playing well blindly. The thing is that I think that Tefel is basically going to play his own style no matter what he sees, and it's really pronounced in a PvZ matchup when he plays. He goes for the Hydras, he goes for the Helicoraptors, even if his opponent is doing something completely different or something that is going to counter him. And sometimes it works, sometimes it's just an epic failure on his part.
Set
Really.
sail for the fail, my
Yeah,
friends.
it's really a problem with Tefel. He's an amazing player sometimes, but he just goes with his schematics and it doesn't really work out.
Well, that's one way of doing it. I mean, we haven't seen Tefel winning any major tournaments, and that says something about this kind of approach. I think it's good for practice reasons. If you're practicing on ladder, it's even good sometimes to practice the single strategy over and over and over again, because you get so much better with that strategy. But then you need to have a portfolio of strategies, if I may say so, that you can display on tournaments, and that's it. You need to have a couple of different strategies. Even if you don't want a dozen of them, you still need like 5 or 6, so you have the option to surprise your opponents.
There was an attack with the 4 Marines. It didn't really cause that much damage. Oh, the Marines are getting surrounded, so they are getting slaughtered right here.
Don't bite me! My ankles!
Yeah, nice interception by Tefel over there, because he knew that the Marines are going to retreat. So a few Zerglings was all that was needed to kill every single one of them. So Tefel maintains his 3rd base, and it's a great thing because right now Funkay cannot really slow him down in terms of economy. So that's a great thing for Tefel. The problem is that Funkay already has nice saturations nice saturation in both his main and natural. That's 45 SCVs against 50. 3 drones, and he's just gonna straight up go for the Marine tank. He's not really going for this, I'm just gonna harass you with some Hellions or something like that. I'm just gonna go for your cold bash. No, he just goes straight into the mid game with Marines and tanks.
What I love about Tefel is his scout timing with the Overseer. He went in at 8:30. Oh, who is that breaking up? It's not me. Did we have someone lagging? I think we did. But anyway, he went into the Terran's base at exactly 8:30, and this is where you scout for starpods, for banshees. You know, this is the place. Oh, sorry, the time and place where you can actually scout an aggression coming up. And Funkay pauses a game for a second, and he says, "Oh yeah, it is his PC." So anyway, guys, the timing was nearly perfect on that scout. That's awesome for Tefel. He has 3 bases against Funkay, who's playing on 2, and right now trying to secure the 3rd. The question is, I think at this point in the match, will Tefel go for an aggression? He needs to take down this 3rd base. If he manages to do that, and he already managed to delay it quite a lot because of the creep spread with an overload, he will be in a great position. And he also takes the 4th base. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, basically what happens is Tefel knows that his opponent wants to expand. The overload over there was destroyed, so it kind of gives away Funkay's intentions. And we see that I'm kind of wondering if Tefel has some connection problems too, or something like that.
One of them may be having connection problems, but let's give these guys a second to try and resolve this. In the meanwhile, our random question, Zed. What did you have for breakfast today? I know that's I stole your question, but
actually I only ate breakfast in quotes when I came back from the vet. So
have you been to the vet?
Yeah, my rat.
Your rat.
Sick. Yeah, we had to take the stitches off.
So yeah, what did he do?
Oh, he had a tumor.
Ooh.
Actually, it's a she. So yeah, it was kind of a tense moment because my wife loves rats and everything, so it had to have a surgery. And the problem with rats is that they there's no assurance that he's going to wake up after the surgery.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's not like with humans.
Well, women nowadays, back in the days, women went ee, when they saw a rat. Nowadays they just, oh, don't let him die. It's a poor creature.
Yeah, they're great. Rats are great, you know. But yeah, but let's talk about this between games, because right now Funkay's, I really like the siege tank positioning. It's great both on low ground and high ground. Funkay says that he has really a lot of stuttering problems, and I don't feel anything. So
neither do I. I think
yeah.
my frame rate is stable. Yeah, it's stable right now. I don't know what may be causing that, really, to be honest. I have like 30 frames per second. I guess you do the same, or even more, because you are not streaming.
Yeah, it's really stable at my side, so I believe that it's a problem with Funkay's computer, or perhaps his internet connection. So Tefel goes for the early, well, I would say early-ish. Hive and Aspire. Yeah. I've seen him go as early as 11th minute, so I wouldn't say that this is super early for Tefel. At the same time, he doesn't feel any pressure. He knows that his opponent is not attacking him.
He saw a lot of siege tanks. He has a full control of the map. And by the way, the creep spread that Tefel does is just amazing. The creep will soon be reaching near to siege tanks, and these guys will be going like, ooh, why do we have some fungal thingy growing around us? Why is it supposed to work that way on this planet? Ooh, what a great fungal growth on Funkay's army. He is forced to siege and defend right now. More fungals on the way, and this force of siege tanks just gets completely obliterated. No chance of defending that. Oh, even a couple of Zerglings destroy another siege tank. A great move by Teflon, and Funkay, it seems to be he is out of shape a little bit this game, and he shouldn't have lost that.
Yeah, it's as if he hit a brick wall over here, and he's gonna try and kind of leap over it basically, and try and get some drops. One of the drops gets spotted by the Zerglings at the 3 o'clock position. The second one is going to get over creep.
Because
so
guys, you need to remember, if you encounter a wall in your life, there are 2 ways to overcome that. Either smash it with your head till you bleed, or the wall breaks, or try to run around it. Anyway, Funkay seems to try to run around it with no great effect. The drop gets completely cancelled, no effect whatsoever. There's another one on the left side on the map, but I think Tefel will predict that. It's very obvious that you go to drops at the same time at this stage.
Yeah, he sees it. There's a spot crawl over there. Here, basically, he's gonna fungal it, and there we go. That's the end of the medevac.
Well, a very nice thing that Funkay does right now is trying to get rid of creep. I think he didn't know that the creep was so far into the map, and he was just basically surprised. Now Tefel is going for Corruptors, and by the way, I'm missing one of the features that is in Heart of the Swarm. If someone is building units or a building, you can just click on that production tab and you skip right to it.
Yeah, that's a great feature. It really makes casting and observing easier, because you know where you just can instantly know where the buildings are. And Funkay is just gonna GG, because he has some amazing problems with the computer. So basically, Tefel wins kind of anticlimactic, if you want to ask me.
That's not something you would expect at this point of the game. Well, we're sorry for Funkay, but if you're having problems with your PC, then nothing we can do about it. We don't have enough money to keep sending people computers for the tournaments. If this would be a LAN tournament, we would make sure we only have the best PC hardware, but other than that, I'm sorry, people need to play on their own computers. So anyway, guys, we'll be back with you in a second, or in a minute, or in 2 minutes. While you wait, please do enjoy Heart of the Swarm opening if you haven't seen it already, and if you have seen it, it's still awesome. It doesn't get less awesome the more times you watch it. So we'll be right back and try to find another game. See ya.